Fats, what a topic. Have you ever struggled with the meaning of fats in your diet? Do you need fat? Is there the no-fat diet? Is there the low-fat diet? How much fat do we need? Is fat important? And the topic for today is that not all fat, first of all, fats are important, but more importantly, not all fats are created equal. So we've gone through just trends over the last 20, 25 years about removing fat or keeping fat at a certain percentage. But really, there's not been a lot of education on the types of fat and if we even need fat. Well, first of all, I will be probably not the first person to tell you, but yes, we do need fat in our diet. Fat is a macronutrient. There are 3 macronutrients. There's protein, fats, and carbohydrates. And we need all 3 of those. In what combination and why and when and how, that all varies. But those are the 3 basic truths of nutrition, and we really can't live without any one of the 3 for very, very long. Most of the diets out in the bookstores and in the latest trends are all diets, or I should call them eating plans, that are varying the amounts of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Some of my issue is let's make sure we're talking about also antioxidants, minerals, vitamins that we don't necessarily get in the macronutrients. But anyhow, getting back to fats, there are 3 types of fats. There's monounsaturated, polyunsaturated, saturated fat, and then there's another which is actually a produced fat, which is trans fat, which is very, very dangerous. We don't need any of it in our diet. It's manufactured actually, or it happens through manufacturing, through putting heat and hydrogen into fat to make it hard and to preserve it. So hydrogenated fat was supposed to be banned in the United States in January 1st of 2006. I remember this so well because I did my master's thesis on trans fat. And it was banned, but there were loopholes so that it can still be found in our diet. And that's a topic for another video, another time. But let's talk about the 3 main types of fats that exist in our diets, and 2 of them are mainly found in plants. One is found in animal, and one is mainly found in animal foods. So there's monounsaturated, which is the most unsaturated type of fat, and that comes from plants. There's polyunsaturated, which is next, which is also highly unsaturated and can be very beneficial for us, such as the fat that we find in plants in high quality oils, not just any type of processed oil. In avocados, for example, there's amazingly quite a few plants that do have good healthful fats for us. And then there is saturated fat, which comes mainly in eating animal foods. And there is just an awful lot of good backed research that is high quality research over the last 20 years that tells us that saturated fat or too much saturated fat in our diet is detrimental to our health, and it is linked to heart disease. And I know that can be a controversial topic, but I go by the research. And so saturated fat is what ends up in our arteries and then ends up getting oxidized, becomes hardened, and forms plaque in our arteries. So that's not the type of fat that we want too much of it. So do we need fat? Yes, we do. How much? The general guidelines in our diet is 30% fat, 30% protein, 40% carbohydrates, but that's just a guesstimate across the board for everyone. There are fat-soluble vitamins that actually need fat in our diet so that they can be used and stored and converted. And so I just wanted to make sure that we are aware not all fat is created equal, and it is important to know the difference and try to get as much mono and polyunsaturated fat into your diet. Now, I talk a lot about how high quality olive oil, and all oil is fat. I mean, that's what it is. and it has varying profiles. And olive oil, high quality olive oil, is announced as good for us because it has the least amount of saturated fat. It has only 14% saturated fat, and the rest is poly and mono. So I hope that helps to maybe dispel some of the thinking about fat. We definitely need it. Not all fats are created equal, and try to get as much plant fat into the diet versus saturated fat, if at all possible. Thanks for joining me. If this has been helpful for you, please give it a like, and please subscribe, as I'll be sending out more things that I wish I would have known in the beginning when I went on a plant-based diet. Thanks again. Bye-bye.